Hello there, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of February 1st through 7th. Before we get started, I just want to remind everybody that I do have group mentoring sessions available for those of you who are interested in exploring your own psychic or intuitive abilities. For those of you who would like to participate in that, check out my website, get my contact information, drop me a line, and we will get you connected for those. So, Sagittarius, Monday, Knight of Coins in reverse. Knight of Coins in reverse is taking some kind of action that goes against the budget. So this can be doing some impulse spending or spending some money and thinking to yourself, oh, I know this is more than I should be spending, but I'll figure it out later and I'll fix the budget later. Or this can be you not doing what it takes to bring in the money. So this could be you calling into work. This could be you going into work and not necessarily impressing the bosses so much. Or if you own your own business, this could be you not doing what it takes to bring the money into that business. So something going against your budget, some kind of action that you're taking against your budget on Monday, Sagittarius. Tuesday, Page of Cups showing up in reverse. This is telling me that you are passing along a message of love to somebody in your life. So that's kind of cool. That can be a family member, that can be a significant other, that can be a new lover, that can be a friend, that can be a coworker, that can be somebody that you see on the street, that can be maybe somebody that you see on the street that's homeless that looks like they could use some food. Maybe you give them your doggy bag as you leave a restaurant, something like that. That would be an expression of love. So passing along some kind of message of love on Tuesday, Sagittarius. Now Wednesday, Two of Swords is showing up for me here. This is telling me that you have a decision to make on Wednesday and you are trying to be as fair as you possibly can with that decision. I do feel like you go ahead and make it pretty quickly. I don't feel like you have any procrastination going on with that decision. Now, Thursday, Three of Clubs showing up, and this just tells me that there are travel plans being made, or or you're kind of doing a little bit of I don't know if that's exactly the word I want to use. Planning for your future, planning in a positive way for how you want your future to look. So you're making some plans towards the future, towards improving your future, or you have some travel plans that you're making on Thursday, one or the other. Okay, Sagittarius? Now, Friday. Okay, you've got the Hanged Man showing up in reverse. When he's in reverse, he looks to me like he's dancing a jig and people are loving his dance. They're throwing roses at him. I don't know how much better it gets for a performer. That's cool. So this is just telling me that you're doing some kind of celebration on Friday, and it may be about a situation that you had that had you feeling kind of stuck, and you had taken some time to really think about or maybe even meditate about what a good solution for that situation was. You're no longer stuck. So you may actually be celebrating something like that. For some of you, I do feel like that's a very good possibility. For others of you, though, I feel like you're just celebrating because you want to celebrate, you enjoy it, it's part of following your happiness for you, and it's a good thing. Okay, so let's move on to Saturday. Wow, we're just whizzing through your week. Queen of Coins showing up in reverse. Queen of Coins showing up in reverse is telling me, Sagittarius, that you've been very generous with somebody in your life, either with your resources or your time or your finances. And you're starting to think, you know what? Maybe in the beginning you really needed these, but now I'm feeling like you're sort of taking advantage of me. And when you start to feel like you're being taken advantage of, I feel like on Saturday you're just saying, "Doop, that's enough of that," cutting off that generosity. So that's what I see coming in for you on Saturday. Sunday we have the Seven of Coins. Okay, I gotta tell you, this is coming in really strongly related to Saturday. So cutting off your generosity to somebody, and then Sunday you've got you've got money or you've got some kind of harvest coming in. And this is, this card talks about doing something intending that it will pay you back in time. So this could be investing. I've actually seen this card come up for somebody who invested in a relationship to make sure that the other person in the relationship could feel like they trusted her, and that person started really showing that they trusted her. So that was the payoff for her. She had invested in that relationship and she was getting the payoff. She was getting the harvest back from that. So just because it's coins does not mean that this has to necessarily be money. This can actually hit any aspect of your life. But what I'm seeing is bringing in the harvest, getting some kind of payoff for something. And it has to do with cutting off that generosity. They're somehow tied together, and I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of different scenarios about how those two tie together. And it may be, for some of you, it may be that it's purely on an energetic level, that as soon as you quit sharing your resources with wherever you were sharing them before, maybe that was putting a block on your resources, and maybe as soon as you remove that block, then the opening opens and the flood starts flowing in. So that could be, for some of you, I feel like that's really exactly what it is, that there's an energetic block. If you're sometimes if you share resources, you know, it's nice to say it's always good to share, but you want to be careful about where you share your resources, because if you share resources and you know that they're going to a place or a situation that is really negative, and that it's not only is it going to a negative situation, like it's okay if it goes to a negative situation if your resources can actually help to improve that situation. But if you're starting to get the idea that it's going to a negative situation and it's just feeding that negative situation or making that negative situation worse, then, like an example of that would be, say somebody with a family came to you and asked you for a little bit of support because maybe they're out of work or whatever, and so they need to buy some food to put on the table for them and for their family. Then that's a good thing to give to, because it's improving a negative situation. Now, say you have the same person that comes to you and asks you for money to put food on the table for them and their family, and then you find out that that person is not using it for that. Maybe he's using it for drugs, or maybe she's using it for alcohol, but it's not putting very much food on the table compared to how much money you're giving them. Well, then, you know, you're trying to help them, but what really is happening with your resources there are they are feeding a problem. They're feeding negative energy and making it bigger. So at that point, you're not, what's the best way to say it? You're not flowing your energy towards, you're not flowing your resources towards something good. And so at that point, if you really are giving a lot and it's being used wrongly and you know this, that can actually put a blockage on your income, because the universe is going to say, no, you can't keep helping this situation. You can't keep growing this negative situation and not expect repercussions in your home. And so then your income will be constricted until you get to the point where you say, you know what, I can't continue with this situation. And then once you cut off with that type of situation, then that restriction starts to go away. But that's what I feel like how these two are tied together, is that you're realizing, okay, I'm being taken advantage of here. What I'm giving is not really going towards anything that's actually being productive or helpful. And when you realize that and cut that off, I feel like that really opens the door for more to come into you, because now your money is going towards, or your resources are going towards positive and productive things instead of towards things that are not positive and productive. Okay, so yeah, that pretty much explains it. So anyway, that is your week, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for stopping by and for hanging out, for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I do appreciate all of your support. Everyone have a fantastic week, and I will see you back here next week. Peace out.